Welcome back to my spiritual therapy. It's Miss Mocha, your spiritual therapist. Now, I'm going to see how long this video goes because, yeah, the storage is full. So, we going to see. I might have to do these in too many videos or however many, but I'm going to get this out. This phone can stop hating on me. So, yes, I am back and I am coming to read out of Numbers chapter 22. I'm still talking about the story behind the children of Israel as they prepare for the promised land. So I'm going to kind of have to go fast because I don't know how long this phone is. Not my phone, it's my mom's phone. I don't know how much storage she got. So it keep cutting off on me. We just going to jump into it. But I will say that if you watch my previous video, I have been in my own wilderness where God is preparing me for my promised land. So I'm trying to juggle everything, still do this and still do what God is telling me to do, calling me to do. So, but this is the main reason that He's calling me, for the main purpose that I have. Like my main job is to teach out of the Bible for those who are like me or who maybe isn't like me and just need, more help with understanding the Bible, reading the Bible, or you are waking up to being a children of Israel and you want to understand the journey better. Whoever this may cross, however you find my channel, hopefully you learn more of the Bible and get intimate with God. So, with that being said, Numbers chapter 22 starts with, and of course I have my notes here, so I'm going to read what I wrote. Hopefully this don't cut off for me. The children of Israel settled into the plains of Moab, and Moab was scared of Israel because of what they did to the Amorites. And so I talked about that on the previous video, chapter 21. So my last video I would have did with the story behind the children of Israel as they prepare for the promised land. It talks about what they did to the Amorites. And so now they get to Moab, which is a country, but the people that are living there is considered Moabites or Moabites. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but they're the people living in Moab. Okay, so they were scared of the children of Israel because of what they did. They destroyed the Amorites. So they were distressed because of the children of Israel. So Balak, I think that is his name, how it's pronounced, Balak. He was the king of Moab, and he sent his messengers to Balaam, Balaam. So basically, he wanted Balaam to help him defeat the children of Israel, because now the children of Israel is coming to Moab to take them over. And so the king is like, oh no, we need to defeat them. And so he called on Balaam to help him defeat the children of Israel, to help get them up out of his land. So basically, Balaam told them he will speak to the Lord about it and get back to them. So he was, a God-fearing man. He needed to, see what God wanted him to do. Okay, so the king sent out his princes to go to Moab, or to go to the children of Israel in Moab, to curse them, to destroy them, to defeat them for the king. So what he said is he'll get back to them that they should rest overnight, and he'll know because he'll hear from God in the morning. Okay, so God did speak to him, and God asked about the messengers, and Balaam told God that the king had sent them to him for help cursing and defeating the Israelites. So God was like, no, to Balaam. He told him, no, don't go with them. Don't go trying to defeat the Israelites. Do not curse them because they are a blessed people. Telling Balaam, they're my people. I bless them. You can't harm them. So when he woke up the next morning, he went back, and told the king that he refuses to go because God refused to let him leave. So Balak, the king of Moab, sent more princes after him as messengers and told him, so he sent more princes after those other ones to Balaam. and told, that they went back to the king and told him that Balaam refused. So they tried to get him to go again against the children of Israel, by bribing him. This time they said that they would promote him into great honor, which is like paying him all this money. And it said that they would do, like, this is the king talking. He's like, I'll promote you into great honor and do whatever he says, if he would just curse the people. So, of course, Balaam, being a God-fearing man, went back and spoke to God about it. And this time, God told him to go. He's like, okay, go with the princes. And so he did. He ended up going with the princess, and then God became angry. And for the life of me, I was like, well, why is God angry if he told him to go? So we keep reading, and he's like, he ended up telling Balaam to go with the princess, but only to speak what God tells him to speak. So he could go, but he wasn't going to hurt anyone. He wasn't going to really curse the children of Israel. He was just going to speak what God had told him to speak. So on his way there, the angel of the Lord appeared and stood in his way. So it says only his ass, which we know is the donkey, saw the angel of the Lord and saw him standing in the way with his sword drawn. So the donkey turned out of the way and went into the field. But of course, Balaam was riding on this donkey, and his servants were with him. So as the donkey's turning into the field, Balaam is hitting him, making him turn back around. And so the donkey, got back on the right track again. But the angel of the Lord stood in the path at the vineyards, and there was a big wall, it said. So when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord again, she thrust herself into the wall, to avoid the angel of the Lord, and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he hit her again. And then when the donkey got to a narrow place, because she kept going, because she was getting hit, so every time he hit her, she would keep going. And so then she got to this narrow place where it said that there was no way to turn either left or right. And the angel of the Lord appeared there. And then the donkey just fell down under Balaam when she seen the angel of the Lord. Now, at this point, Balaam gets so mad that he strikes her a third time with his staff, which was the rod. And so, okay, so then it said that God caused the donkey to speak to Balaam. So God made the donkey talk. I know it sounds hard to believe, but you got to remember, God is all powerful. Okay, so he had the donkey speaking to Balaam, saying, why have you hit me 3 times? And Balaam is like, replied that she has mocked him or made a fool of him, and he would have killed her if he had a sword. And so, they kind of went back and forth, and the donkey's like, haven't I been here for you, taking you, riding you places ever since I can remember? And then he's like, yeah, you have. I never done this. That's what the donkey says. Haven't I been there with you, through it all, and I've never done this before, right? And he's like, no, you haven't. And so after that, then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam. So basically, Balaam could not see the angel of the Lord until God allowed him to see it. So only the donkey could see the angel of the Lord. So Balaam didn't know what the donkey was seeing. He just thought the donkey was acting out, not trying to take him. So when the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam and he was able to see the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his sword drawn in his hand, he bowed his head down and fell flat on his face. And so the angel of the Lord said to him, why have you hit your donkey 3 times? And then the angel of the Lord said, I went out to stop you. So it wasn't the donkey, it was me. I went out to stop you, to oppose you, because you were because the way that Balaam was going was a wicked and corrupt way. So he used the words, I withstand you. That's what he used in the King James Version, so I looked it up. And withstand means oppose or rebel, fight against, stop. And he said that he came out and stopped him because of the way that Balaam was going. It was perverse. And I looked that up, and it means like mean, troublesome, wicked, or corrupt. So he said that Balaam had taken on corrupt ways. So this was like in more ways than one. He was going down the wrong path, like literally, and also like his behavior. So he was becoming wicked and corrupt, and he was going down a path that was wicked and corrupt. And so basically, the donkey so when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord and turned from him the 3 times, that protected Balaam, because if the donkey had not turned away, God would have surely killed Balaam and saved the donkey, because Balaam was going toward a corrupt and wicked path. And so the donkey ended up saving Balaam. And so Balaam did admit that he had sinned, that he didn't know that the angel of the Lord stood in the way against him. And so if it displeased the Lord, that he was willing to go back. But the Lord told him to keep going with the men and to only speak the word that the Lord tells him to speak. So he went, with the servants, with the princes of the king of Moab. And so when he went with the princess to the king of Moab. And so when the king of Moab heard that he was coming, he went out to meet him, and he was, approached him like, didn't I send you out a serious, urgent word to get here? Why didn't you come to me? Am I not able to pay you? Like, I'm the king, I could pay you. What took you so long? This is urgent. We need to get the children of Israel gone. So that's how he approached him. And Balaam says that he only came to speak the word of God, and that God is having him speak this word. So he was not there for the king anymore to do what the king was saying. He was there for what God was finna say to him, to the king. So that's where I'm gonna stop for this. But this, I think we're on like part 8, the story behind the children of Israel as they prepare for the promised land. This is part 8, reading out of Numbers chapter 22. So I'll come back with part 9. We're almost done. It's probably going to be maybe about part 10 and part 11, because we're almost done with the chapters. But yes, so that was part 8. Talked about the king of Moab trying to use Balaam to destroy the children of Israel, but God stepped in, corrected Balaam's wicked behavior, stopping him from going down a wicked path, the wrong path. And he eventually told him to go and speak the words that God's going to give him. So next we'll talk about that in part 9, what God wanted to say